to create a resume using templates. The first one I'm going to show you is Canva. The second one I'm going to show you is Microsoft Office using Word. Now, I'm not going to go through and type all of my information, but I'm going to show you how to get started, how to save it, how to download it. So the first thing I went to, of course, was Canva. And up in the search bar, all I'm going to do is go ahead and type resume. And when I type resume, it's going to give me a ton of different resumes that I can choose from. I'm going to pick one, that kind of appeals to me. One thing that I'm not going to do is pick one with a picture. You really shouldn't have a picture, even though these resumes have pictures on them, just because you don't want someone to discriminate based on looks or call you for an interview based on looks. So as I'm looking at these particular resumes, I am just going to go ahead and pick one. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll even pick one with a photo so that I can show you how to delete it. So I'm going to just go ahead and pick the second resume. I'm going to double click on it and I'm going to say customize this template. Now, when it opens up, it has all kinds of different information in here. Notice how about me, that's also could be a personal statement. So I could just go ahead and say that, I am an accountant. And as I do that, of course, I'm going to make that a little bit larger. And I'm going to go ahead and put my personal statement in here that is geared towards a career as an accountant. Second of all, I'm going to go ahead and delete her photo because I don't really want her photo in there. I could leave the circle if I wanted to, but I'm just going to go ahead and delete it. Where it says marketing manager, I could choose to delete it by hitting the trash can, or I could have moved it around so that it's just more eye appealing. One thing that I'm not sure that I love about this particular template, is where it wants you to kind of like rate yourself based on the skills that you have. I mean, unless you want to make them all high. I mean, these of course are above average, so you could keep them if you wanted to, but I'm going to go ahead and just leave them. But the way that you change the information is you just double click on the text, and instead of her name, I'm going to go ahead and type my name, and I'm going to go ahead and highlight the bottom one and go ahead and change it to my name. Now, I would do the same thing with my experience, with my references, with my contact information, all of that type of stuff. Notice how this particular resume puts the education and the skills over here to the left. It's just the way that this particular resume is designed. Now, let's say I went ahead and I changed all the information to my information. The way that I save this is I'm going to click on the share button and I'm going to click on the download. Now, I'm going to go ahead and download this as a PDF. So I'm going to go ahead and put the downward arrow and I'm going to say a PDF. And I'm going to go ahead and say download. Now, if I need to alter this or change this later on, I have to go back into Canva and go ahead and alter the information and then save it again. So a template is exactly what it says. It's a template. You can change it, but it's not a word processing document where, you can sit there and just type wherever you want. They're all in text boxes. All right, the second method I'm going to show you, or option, is Microsoft Office. So you can do this in Office 365, or if you have it downloaded on your machine itself, you can just go to Word, and I'm going to do the same type of thing. I'm going to come up here in the search bar, go ahead and type resume, and it's going to give me a lot of options as well. Now, like I said, I'm going to pick one that's very eye-catching to me. Color isn't always eye-catching as well. So I'm going to go ahead and as I scroll through these ones that I might like that are simple, I'm going to go ahead and pick, I don't know, just randomly, just because it has a lot more information. I'm going to pick this classic one. So I'm going to go ahead and double click, same type of concept here. I'm going to go ahead and type my name, and I'm going to fill in all of my information. Same thing where it says references available upon request. Of course, if you're uploading your resume to a site like CareerLink or LinkedIn or something like that where anybody has access, I don't think I would put my references there. However, if you're actually handing this resume in, I would in fact put my references just because they're able to contact you and, you know, set those references up prior to calling you for an interview, then calling you back if you're one of the top people, and then getting your references and then calling your references. It just saves time. So let's say I changed all of this information to my information. I'm going to go ahead and come up here to File, and I'm going to say Save As, and I'm going to say Office um, Resume. I'm going to call it, of course, if it was my actual resume, my name. I could even put the year, that way I know when I updated it and so forth. And I'm just going to go ahead and say save. Now, if I'm uploading it, I could go ahead and say file, save as. I could leave the name the same, but instead of a Word document in the file format, I'm going to change it to a PDF. And I'm going to go ahead and say export. And so that's how you are able to take a template, make it your own, put your information in there, and so forth. I have other videos that are a little bit more detailed, but given the time constraints on this lesson, I decided just to be very simple.